What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Scene Invaders podcast. This is episode number 430. I am Chad, and I'm joined by Miss Carly, Intel Dork. Miss Carly, how are you?
Oh, great. I'm excited to talk about movies this week.
Me too.
Keep going.
Mr. Brad from Canada, how are you, sir?
How's it going, eh? I will pick up where she... No, just keep going.
Okay. And Mr. Coach Dave, if you're nasty.
I will continue where they left off.
And be very awkward.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Got it.
I think what Carly was going to allude to is that definitely stick around this show. Yes, our topic this week. So, of course, we're going to talk about what we watched this week, which is a light week because a couple of us had a busy week. But later in the show, we are going to recast the 1987 classic horror film, The Lost Boys. And this was maybe the most fun that I have had with one of our topics because I love that movie. It's a classic. It would be the kind of thing like that's announced and people are immediately pissed off because everybody loves The Lost Boys.
No.
Yes.
Ooh, I don't know. I think they may see some of our stuff and greenlight it.
I agree because I would watch the fuck out of like what I've done here, like how I cast it and shit. I think it sounds amazing. I am so excited. And we don't know what each other picked for this, and we've like skirted around it a little bit. And I'm dying to know if there's crossover between any of us. So that is what I'm looking the most forward to as we
me too
tonight. But yeah, this week I think Brad and Carly are the only ones that watched anything other than The Lost Boys. So we're going to start with Mr. Brad from Canada. And sir, what did you watch this week?
Well, I had a mix of staying home watching stuff and actually went to the theater to see stuff too. So we'll start with the theater. We'll start with the theater, the Cineplex, the movie house. And I went and saw Thunderbolts, Asterix. The latest fare of Marvel movies, whether you like them or you hate them, they're not going anywhere.
Marvel A24.
I'm kind of glad they're not going anywhere because this
I agree.
Was a lot of fun.
Good.
And I'm also glad that Marvel has kind of dialed back a bit. We don't need 9 TV shows or 4 movies and everything. Like, how do you make something special if you have it all the time, right? And I think the distance in between the movies is something you got to miss it, or else it just gets boring. And this was not that boring. I say that boring because it was
boring. Okay, right.
It wasn't just a little bit.
It wasn't the best movie in the world, but it was entertaining. Okay. It didn't hit you over the head with any message or anything. It's a bunch of second tier characters that kind of get together to become first tier characters. And
it's like Marvel's Suicide Squad is what it seems like to me.
Pretty much. That's always what the Thunderbolts was in the comics. And I've read... What the hell are you laughing at, Dave?
I'm sorry. When we get to the end, we will...
okay.
I saw parts of this, and in my parts, I've seen the complete whole, but it's the end that we need to discuss, really. Kind of spoiler, but not really.
Okay.
The after credit... Okay.
No,
alert,
the actual end of the movie, not the credits. Listen, I'm just going to interrupt and say that
Go for it.
The problem of the movie is solved with the power of friendship.
Okay.
Yep. Okay,
Gotcha.
Bear's there.
Oh.
Yeah.
And their
And
chests light up.
there's some light up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I read all these characters in the comics, so I have some familiarity with them, and I always like the actors that have been playing them. So for me, it was fun. It wasn't anything new, but it was just, okay, you know what? It was a buy for me. I had fun with it.
Was it better than the newest Captain America?
Oh, yes.
Okay. It wouldn't
You know
take
what?
a lot.
I don't know.
Sorry, I will say, oh, yes. Sorry, I'm not speaking for Brad. I'm just speaking over Brad.
I don't know. I'd say it's both in the same tier because I'm a sucker for these guys. I like the Falcon, Captain America. I like the visuals. I like Red Hulk. I like Harrison Ford. So it's like, all right.
Sure.
I have a very low bar. Like, you don't really have to do much. Like, this thing was in color.
Brad's easy.
You believe they're doing that now? They're making movies in color. Somebody wrote it and they got money for it and they made it.
Moving
That was good.
pictures.
Yeah. It has to be really bad for me to hate something because I just like the effort, and I had fun with both of them. But
Chris is very much looking forward to this. He's been out of town, so I said I wouldn't go see it. He said he's not going to go see it. So this weekend, when he'll be back tomorrow, but we're going to go see it.
Like I said, I'm not going to spoil anything. If you saw it, you liked it, or you hated it, or whatever.
It looks promising, and I think the cast looks great.
Yeah, I liked what they do with a lot of the characters, and like I said, it's a movie about people that can fly, and have really good aim, and like are super strong. So it's like, come on,
right? And I mean, David Harbour's in it, and he could slap me in the face with it any day. So
David Harbour was freaking hilarious in this. Nobody hates you for that. I just didn't agree as fast as I thought I would.
Okay. He's so hot. Oh my God, help. And I love Florence Pugh too.
Yes. Oh God, yeah.
I toyed with her for my Lost Boys thing.
Oh, I would toy with her for days.
Okay,
that sounded wrong.
No, she's beautiful. For sure.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. Well, another person that is absolutely beautiful is Conan O'Brien. And yes, I love him very much. I think he is one of the funniest people on the planet. I love his self-deprecating humor, and he recently won the Mark Twain Prize for comedy. And they showed this on Netflix.
Okay.
Like on last Sunday, and I'd never seen like a Mark Twain Prize, and I've especially I'd never seen any ceremony or anything like it. It's one of the funniest damn things in the world. You got people up there kind of roasting you, like showing you appreciation.
Okay.
And you have like the funniest comedians, and just it was very heartfelt. And for someone that put 28 years worth of ridiculous television on, he hosted the Oscars and the Emmys. He's done so much stuff, and he is just a damn gem. I like his podcast too. He's hilarious. And it was just, I was really, when somebody gets an award, you're like, oh yeah, good for them. Mark Twain Prize is not just an award. This is like, hey, you know what? You're like the best of the best of the best, because this is only comedy.
His end speech is amazing.
Yeah,
it really is.
Didn't Dave Chappelle just get it recently too, or was that a while ago?
He got it a while ago.
A couple months ago, I believe.
Yeah, and but it's I don't know if it's necessarily for groundbreaking humor or anything, or if it's just consistent humor.
Sure.
And
it was consistent star.
Yeah. I mean, it had like John Mulaney and Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler and Sarah Silverman, David Letterman up there, and it was just, there was a little kind of a cameo kind of fun thing by Paul Rudd. And yeah, I'm really glad I watched it. I watched it twice because I just really enjoyed it. Because it's always good to see someone get an award that really appreciates the award.
Sure.
And is deserving.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I must have really wanted to enjoy comedy, because then I watched the Brett Goldstein stand-up special.
Okay.
Brett Goldstein is Roy Kent from Ted Lasso, and Lewis from Shrinking, and who'd have thunk that he was actually a comedian as well.
Okay.
But he is. He's funny. He wrote down a lot of stuff and talked about it, and it was funny. But one of the things that made me laugh so hard is he was talking about he got to be on Sesame Street.
He is a huge Muppets fan.
And they invited him to Sesame Street, and he said, after I was done, I was leaving, and a friend of mine asked me, he says, what was it like to be on Sesame Street? He says, it was the best day of my life.
Oh my God, right?
And he says, and that fucking sucks, because one day I'm going to have a child, and they're going to say, when I was born, was it the best day of your life? He says, and I'm going to smile, look at that child, and say, fuck no. I was on Sesame Street, you fuck.
Right.
Yeah. And so that's just kind of the humor it is. But I hope he does more specials, because he had a lot of funny takes on a lot of funny things.
Okay.
So yeah.
No, I'm into it. So really quick, I have to say this since you brought up Sesame Street. Years ago, I worked for Hyatt Hotels, and we were a convention hotel. And we had all kinds of people in and out of there. But one day, I was a waiter in the restaurant. A lovely older couple came in and sat down, And at the time, like our restaurant covered the tables in like this like thick paper essentially that you like switched out after every meal or whatever. So I got to talking to this couple, and turns out that the man was Carol Spinney, who was Big Bird and also Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah, almost died in the Challenger.
And he drew a Big Bird and signed it on this paper. I have it somewhere in this absolute wreck.
No
of a
way.
house.
That's
And
awesome.
It's like one of my prized possessions. I love it so much. They were so lovely and so nice.
Oh, and you met his wife, who is like that's like an amazing story. Just he and his wife. Did you ever see the documentary on him?
No.
Oh my God, it's such an interesting story about like the life he lives with the wife, and just like how kind of like everybody thinks like they're just so fake because they are so in love type of thing.
They were lovely. I mean, just lovely. From
Just two amazing people. It's kind of like, you know, when you run into Mr. Rogers, you're like, he can't be as nice. No, he actually was that nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was cool, man.
The Big Bird documentary on Carol's Spinney is amazing. I highly recommend it.
Okay. Yeah,
Right.
I'll definitely look for that for sure, because that's just one of the core memories of working at that job. I was there for 11 years. I met a couple of celebrities throughout all of that, but that was like the best, because I didn't even know who they were. Like, I didn't know when they sat down. They were just very unassuming. And
that was the big thing. They wanted to put Big Bird on the Challenger.
Oh, okay.
And they had offered him the spot that Sally Ride or the teacher took.
Okay.
Are you
And
serious?
I guess like going back and forth with his wife and talking all that, they decided to decline.
Interesting.
I mean, like that's one of those things of like, could you imagine? Like,
yeah. God.
I mean, listen, the Challenger thing sucks, but I mean, God, if they blew up Big Bird,
God.
All the feathers everywhere.
Holy shit, dude.
Oh God. Be a real travesty.
Yeah, definitely.
That would
Be even worse.
That would
You seen a Papers
really
podcast goes dark, guys. We're talking about killing Big Bird, for fuck's sake.
Chat GPT, show a slide.
Oh dear God, don't you
Oh
dare.
God, you're the Chat GPT wizard, dude. Did you have anything else new you watched this week, Mr. Brad?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. All right.
I'm kind of excited to get to the Lost Boys. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I am too. So we're gonna move on to Miss Carly. Miss Carly, we're dying to know what you watched this week, and I know one of those things. I may have to chime in on it. So
Okay, good. I hope that you do, because I really don't have much to say about it.
okay, I feel that. I understand that.
So I watched Drop, and that's what Christopher Landon. Yeah, it was a movie. But to be fair, I enjoyed it for the most part. Yeah.
Didn't I say that about Havoc last week?
Okay, right. It was a movie.
It was a movie.
It was not offensive or anything like that.
No.
I was really upset that like her outfit was a jumpsuit and not a dress, because the top part of that was beautiful. I was like, oh man, that's a hot dress. And then Trey goes, that's a jumpsuit. I'm like, what? No, I'm sorry. He didn't even call it a jumpsuit. He said, that's a onesie. I was like,
a onesie.
Yeah, it's a onesie. I was like, no, oh fuck. So yeah, that was really disappointing that it wasn't a dress. Because she had very nice bosom. I do like Christopher Landon, so I thought most of the movie was pretty fun. Yeah. Obviously, there were some parts towards the end that got a little ridiculous.
Definitely, but
whatever. It was still fun. I do have to ask you one thing, Chad. Though,
yes.
Like when at the end, and I hate to say this is spoilers. At the end, when she gets back home, and then the masked guy. He like takes off his mask and like, are we supposed to fucking know who this guy is?
That's what I'm screaming. I'm like, they did it like it was like a big reveal of something.
Yeah, I was like, who is this motherfucker? I don't know. Maybe he was somebody that we saw earlier.
Who was that motherfucker? I'm not going to.
We don't know. And even the guy who was like behind all of this, who was like in the restaurant, like sending her these messages. Yeah. I mean, you're introduced to him, but yeah, I thought that was a little bit on the lame side.
He'll be back for Drop 2 Terminal Velocity.
Got Drop 2 Electric Boogaloo. But yeah, no, I'm with you. Like, it's not the most memorable movie in the whole entire world, but it was like
it wasn't
a very
offensive.
Slight, entertaining, like kind of silly, like Friday night, mash popcorn into your face and eat it kind of thing.
I mean, they didn't kill Big Bird or anything.
So okay, right?
Yeah.
They didn't even joke about killing Big Bird. What kind of fucking show would do that?
And what's interesting is that I don't know if this. I doubt this became his next project, but Christopher Landon was recently attached to direct Scream 7.
Oh.
And then after all the drama with like Melissa Barrera and all that kind of stuff getting fired, he backed out of it and was like, I stand with Melissa Barrera, so I'm not doing that. But I kind of would be curious to see what that would look like coming from him. I think his edge is a little bit on the comedic, maybe too comedic side. And Scream has comedic elements for sure. But I'm still kind of curious and always be curious what that would have looked like as a movie, because his movies are entertaining. And I mean, this is maybe the most slight movie he's made. Like, I think Freaky's a lot more fun. Happy Death Day is a lot more fun. But yeah, it would have been kind of cool to know that. But instead, we get Kevin Williamson, who actually wrote the first Scream, as the director here. So I think that's kind of interesting for Scream 7. I'm here for it, kind of no matter what. Yeah. Like, I'm with Melissa Barrera or whatever. Get your free speech on. But I still like Scream, and I'm gonna watch it, and I'm not gonna like boycott a series that I dislike over things I don't disagree with.
Didn't they rehire her, or did they not?
No, she's not.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, that's a shame.
Nev Campbell is back for this one though, and
I heard.
Yeah.
I guess they decided to pay her enough this time.
She got paid what she needed. But for me though, I think I said on the show that Drop would have been a buy for me, because I could see it as like a comfort background watch that I could put on like as just an easy breezy, like I don't have to pay attention to this. Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful cover girl.
Easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. So how do you feel about that? I'm assuming you would not buy this.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't buy it. I'd borrow it. I'd even, stream it. I would rent it. I just probably wouldn't buy it unless it was like on deep sale, like $5, $7, something like that.
I think it'd be a fun movie, like to watch at home with a bunch of your friends, like have some drinks and just like kind of make fun of it a little bit while you watch it, but still like have
that guy.
Kind of good time with it. Yeah, like that kind of thing.
Wait for the reveal. Who's that?
Drop won't be changing any lives, that's for sure.
No, I definitely wasn't offended by it. So I've seen way worse lately. So yeah.
Okay, there it is. What else did you watch, Miss Carly?
I watched The Lost Boys twice.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because
that's all that I watched.
That's it. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so like we alluded to earlier in the show, guys, this is what we've all been like biting at the bit to get to. Like, we recasted The Lost Boys. We picked 8 really major parts from this movie and decided to recast it as if they are making it in 2025, 26, or any imminent year. And as Carly does, she put this out on Twitter to get some feedback from people just to see what they might have to say about this. And so many people respond, and we love it. It's so much fun to look through this.
Yeah, this is a heated topic. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about this.
People love this movie. This is a beloved, like 80s horror gem for sure. And it is to me too. Like, this is the epitome of a comfort watch. I could throw this on anytime, any mood, and it's like a warm blanket for me. I love it. So, Twitter shout outs. Miss Carly, you can take those away.
Take the pill.
The pills. Right. Take the pills, guys.
All right. So RP Lewis.
I love RP Lewis.
I do too.
He's awesome. At Mr. RP Lewis. So after this movie, I may potentially be known as the worst casting producer in Hollywood, but you will know of me. We need to guarantee a green light from the executives so the Frog Brothers are recast with Pedro and Zendaya.
And I like that.
I do too. So Rebecca Ferguson will play Lucy Emerson. She's the right age. She's gorgeous. She has great range, and she's built up a lot of goodwill with audiences of Dune, Mission Impossible, and Silo.
It's such a good choice. Oh my god,
I agree. I was kind of jealous that I didn't pick her after I saw this. Like, okay,
it's very good. Mine's very expected, so prepare yourselves.
And then we have Lily Rose Depp will play Star. She's got that too. She's got that look that says, "I'm so hot that I must be half vampire, but you should flirt with me anyway."
Okay, hell yeah,
I like that.
And for Max, we'll get repeated cast invites to every morning show by having not one dep, but 2.
Oh, real. Oh my God.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one.
That is very good too. And I'd see that for real. That's a very good choice. Mr. R.P. Lewis. Kills
Yes.
that,
That's
our biggest fan.
I mean, I even like the Frog Brothers, dude. Like, that's funny.
That's pretty great.
Ooh, okay, then we have Fet Pet at Fet Pet. He asked Grok, and this is the list that it came up with.
Okay.
So he agrees that Gatton Matarazzo and Bill Skarsgård in Feldman and Sutherland's roles would actually fit pretty well.
Skarsgård, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he has it says for Grok, says Michael Emerson is Timothy Chalamet.
Okay.
Of course.
Which I knew that was, I figured that was going to be a pick. Then for Sam Emerson, we have Noah Jupe. I don't know who that kid is. I mean, apparently I've seen him in some stuff, but yeah. Then of course David is Bill Skarsgård, which again, that's a good choice.
I like that one. Yeah.
Too.
And then Star, we have Zendaya.
I'm not mad at that. It took everything I had not to pick that. So.
Right. I did think of it. I was like, I bet they would cast her. I bet they would.
Probably, yeah.
Then we have Lucy Emerson, who would be played by Toni Collette.
Okay.
Which I can see that.
I actually like that one.
I like that one too.
I love that one.
Then we have Max would be Mark Rylance. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, so he was in Ready Player One as like the mystic guy. He was in Bridge of Spies.
Okay, yeah, I like him.
He's like a Mr. Everyday guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then it says Edgar Frog would be played by Finn Wolfhard.
What is happening?
I
didn't see this list. Let me promise you that.
And then the last one is Alan Frog would be played by Gaten Matarazzo.
Okay.
So, yeah. And we got one more. All right. So then ensuing debacle at ensuing debacle. I don't know enough about the kids these days to cast the younger parts, but how about that's right. It was very hard.
Yeah.
But how about Courtney Cox for Diane Wiest and Ben Stiller for Ed Herman?
Honestly, I could definitely be into that.
Yeah. I'd be down with that.
I like Ben Stiller, man. I think he's fun, and I've never seen him do like a super dark role.
Permanent Midnight.
Okay.
I was just about to say that.
I haven't seen that.
He plays the creator or the writer of Alf.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was hooked on heroin while he was doing it.
Yes.
Oh.
And I kind of love
a lot of sense.
From Scream, of course. Miss Gail Weathers. She's an
her
icon.
terrible hair.
Only in part 3. It looks like a dog chewed up her bangs, but it's fine.
Yeah, what's going on with the bangs there?
Ugh. And then also Nick Searcy for the grandpa, which I like that one.
Okay.
I like him.
I almost honorable mentioned grandpa, but I honorable
did.
mentioned the director just instant. So
you did. An honorable mention.
That's it.
Yeah, that was great, guys. Really, really good choices.
Thank you so much for playing.
I'm mad at ChatGPT right now because I might have some crossover with that hoe.
Yeah.
Or Grok or whoever the fuck. So yeah.
I only have one.
Crossover coming up. All right. So first off, since neither of us saw anything new this week, we're going to get started with Mr. Coach. Coach Dave, if you're nasty.
Let's go.
Coach. And also, funny story about Mr. Coach. I asked him today, I was like, because we didn't think he had seen the movie. I was like, what did you think of the movie? He was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw this because like every moment felt like deja vu. I was like, yeah. It is also one of those movies too. So
right. So, and like I'm like, I really expected this to be a lot scarier than it was. Like it was an 80s horror movie. Well, it's kind of horror action, but
ooh, I like
I love this.
Very cool.
Oh,
Sleep all
wow.
day, podcast all night. It's fun to be a fan. Oh, I love that.
To be a fan.
Even better.
BB.
I figured I would leave in the typo just because all the blood red looks so good.
We're 1 7-finger hand away from perfection on this. Very good, sir. Did you have honorable mentions?
I did have honorable mention.
Okay.
You can slide to it. So I cast David's Crew.
Okay.
So
I thought about that too.
Like Like, and then I chose to give him a crew of Hunter Schafer.
Oh, I toyed with her a lot. Yeah,
and she could be plugged into a bunch of places on this, but I thought it'd be best as kind of like one of the crew, Alex Winter, Justice Smith.
Okay.
From the one you and I both like, Chad. What was the movie?
I mean, he was in D&D Honor Among
I saw the TV Glow and stuff like that.
Yeah, Honor Among Thieves.
Pikachu.
Yeah, and a lesser guy, Ty Simpkins.
Okay. These are good. That's good choices for real.
Not bad, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. All right.
I believe the next slide is my Frog Brothers.
Okay.
So we started with the 1987. I changed it to the Frog Siblings.
So did I.
And I had Gaten Matarazzo from Stranger Things that pretty much I think everybody might actually have. And I had him with McKenna Grace from the Ghostbusters movies.
Okay. That's
I like
great.
her.
That's a great pair.
Between the two of them, you'd have like the bickering siblings thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
they look like they make sense together and stuff. Mine look a little bit less like they make sense, but it's still.
I mean, to be fair, the characters in the movie don't look like they're really related either.
This is true.
Right.
You do look annoyed though.
Yeah, very good. This is excellent. Well done.
I love it.
All right. Let's go to the next slide. So for Corey Haim's Sam. Oh, did I step on toes?
Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going. Oscar nominee who has actually aged very well, Jacob Tremblay.
That's a great choice.
Awesome choice.
Because when I rewatched, Corey Haim kind of came off like a whiny bitch. And
definitely.
Like he didn't really give any depth to it. So I thought bringing in Jacob, Tremblay, who I think would be age appropriate, considering my Frog Brothers, I thought he would work there.
Yeah, I'd like that.
He does.
Definitely.
Great choice.
Right. Next one.
So for Diane Weiss, who was an Oscar-nominated actress at the time, I chose to go with an Oscar winner, which is Olivia Colman, where I didn't want to make her too sexy, where like Diane Weiss is a very attractive woman. However, she's not hot.
No, she's just cute. She's
she's not what you think of as a sex symbol.
She's whereas Olivia Colman could play a single mom very well.
I agree. That's really good. That's a very
I really like that one. Yeah.
Because mine's too expected here, and I'm mad at it. That's fine.
All right. Next we have Mac. So a lot of the people I saw was giving Max way too much credit for how cool he was, with everything from Pedro Pascal to whatever. But I just saw him as a nerd who just tried too hard. And even though wherever the spoiler release on this is what he is, I chose to take a somewhat geeky, nerdy Stephen Merchant, who I think would be interesting into what Max becomes at the end. I'm gonna spoil it. He's a vampire.
He's a vampire. Yeah. He's the head vampire.
Yeah.
And somehow I had the pictures line up perfectly where they're both looking in the same direction.
Well done.
The head tilt and everything is great.
Yeah, that was really good for real. All right, next one.
Okay, so my Michael and Sky. I wanted to get all of the executives to go nuts because this is going to be the reunion of normal people.
Okay.
So instead of Jason Patrick and Jamie Gertz, we now have Paul Mescal and Daisy Edgar Jones.
Okay. Recently in Twisters.
Yes, she was recently in Twisters, but both of them kind of their big break to the tween audience and the millennial audience was the show Normal People.
Okay.
So I'm reuniting them.
I love it. This is so good. God, you did really good. This is so good, dude.
Kidding.
Finally, we have the star of the show. Kiefer Sutherland's David is now going to be played by, yes, it made a move, Austin Butler.
Austin Butler. I thought about him so many
I did
times.
too. He was almost my pick.
Yeah.
When I was going through the pictures, I was kind of between him and someone else, and then I saw the pictures of him with the black hair from Elvis.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, yes, we need the dark brooding. Yes, Kiefer had the highlights and everything, but we need like dark brooding, shadow under his eyes type, almost gothic Austin Butler for this.
Very good.
Very good.
And that's the Austin, and that's Lost Boys 2025.
You killed it, bro. That was
Love
a
it.
really good one.
I would watch that.
Real. So it is interesting because I think that we're going to see that maybe there is a little bit of crossover, but in different ways than what we might have previously suspected. As we bring up my red and black monstrosity.
Did you choose Olivia Colman for David?
Okay, right. I almost changed David to a female. I was so close.
I thought about it too. Yeah,
that could have been interesting.
I thought about it.
And
dynamic. It was hard not.
Yeah, like you could go like Mean Girls, Mean Girls style of this thing.
I mean, the title is what kept me from doing that. I'm not against stuff like that necessarily.
Right.
I'm like, this is the Lost Boys. Like, I have to like be realistic about like what I'm doing here. So, all right. So I do have an honorable mention here, and my honorable mention I thought was interesting to choose a director for this. If of anyone working today, the person I would love to see remake this, because I think it would be so incredibly interesting, whatever his take would be on it.
Jim Henson.
Is going to be Ty West.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Recently of the X trilogy and the House of the Devil and the Innkeepers, and he's excellent. He's excellent at taking a time period of a film and just recreating that. And I don't want to necessarily see him just recreate this movie, but I think he would just absolutely, like, his vision. He's so smart about how he does everything with all of his films, and I would love this.
I would too.
So first up, we're going to have the Frog Brothers, or as Coach did, they're the Frog siblings to me, and I chose Finn Wolfhard and Alicia Weir, who was recently in Abigail.
Yes.
She looks a little bit young in this picture. I think in reality, she's like 15, 16 years old. I think that makes a lot of sense. And they don't necessarily look alike, but I mean, neither do the originals. But I just think it would be such a good thing. I think Finn Wolfhard looks kind of nerdy, and like he would just play this sort of like manic, nerdy role so well. And I think she's just such a standout. Like I think she would become the scene stealer of this for sure. And yeah, the Frog siblings, guys.
Frog siblings.
Love it.
Okay, so next I have Toni Collette.
There you go. Okay.
I like it. I like it.
I mean, I just love her so much. She's excellent in everything that she's in. I think this is a very expected choice for this, but I would not be mad at this choice. I think she's one of my favorite actresses working. I know she is like on record saying she doesn't exactly love doing horror movies, even though she's in a lot of them.
That's fair.
But I just think she would absolutely kill it in this role. And it's very much like kind of what Coach said too. She's not like sexy in that like bombshelly, like sexy kind of way. She's just like an attractive mom, like can absolutely pull that role off and would kill it here. I think she would absolutely kill it.
She was the mom in Fright Night too, right? The remake.
Oh, that I don't know.
Well,
I think she was.
She was Hereditary, right?
Yeah, she was in Hereditary, and I don't know about the Fright Night remake. I haven't seen that one. But
that's a good one. It's a good one. Right. It's fun.
I have heard good things. But yeah, Toni Collette, you can be in anything, girl. I love you. Next, I have Alex Wolff.
Oh, okay.
As Michael. And he was in Hereditary. He was also most recently in A Quiet Place Day One. And I just like his look. I mean, that's kind of what it boils down to. He's incredible in Hereditary. If you haven't seen that movie, guys, let me scream about it. It's so amazing. One of the best horror movies ever made, in my opinion. And I just think he would absolutely kill this role, like as just a regular kid who is struggling with darkness and temptation. And I mean, that's kind of what you see, I guess, in Hereditary in a way too. But I just think his look, like, really
got the eyes.
Yeah, definitely. All right, my next casting choice is going to be Mia Goth as Star. I love her.
You love her so much.
She's insanely sexy. I think Star has to be insanely sexy, tempting, alluring, all of that. And there's just something. I mean, Jamie Gertz is very like traditionally pretty, Whereas Mia Goth is a little bit more interesting looking. She's not as cookie cutter kind of, and I'm not like shitting on like Jamie Gertz. She's beautiful, but Mia Goth just has this look about her, and I think
She
it
stands
definitely,
out.
yeah, definitely, and I think it would fit this vampire thing, and I just think like her energy, her aura, all that would like really
100%.
sell this like. Come
the
join
scene,
us.
yeah, the scene of her in the crowd, I could absolutely see Mia Goth like,
Oh yeah,
just standing out from everybody else in the crowd as Michael's trying to just eye her down.
for sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I would live for this, but I also thought about her too for the role of David. I thought about it,
Mm-hmm.
and my other.
Good.
We're not to David yet, but even that we know I cast a man. The other person that I considered for that role was Hunter Schafer. So
Nice.
And next we have Max, and I chose Jesse Plemons because I think he's unassuming. He's normal as fuck, but he can be called upon, as we saw in Civil War, to be absolutely terrifying. That was like the most terrifying 5 minutes of film last year. And I think once, and I could see it too. Like, it just makes sense. He's just normal, regular, like kind of how Max is. Max is nerdy for sure, but like I could see him also like doing that, but then like flipping that switch and like actually coming across as menacing and scary. And I think it would kind of amp up what Max does, because it's a little bit schlocky in a way, The Lost Boys. And I'm not shitting on that movie. I love it. But I think this would take it in a slightly more serious direction. And
as long as I don't go too crazy dark with it.
Right. I mean, it still has to kind of maintain sort of the same feel as the original. But I think it could just like elevate just a teeny tiny bit. And I think
it's one of
Jesse
those like,
Plemons could do that.
if they are a little more specific with the rules, they seem to bend the rules of vampires a little bit in this one. But yeah, I see this one 100%.
And I think Jesse Plemons is kind of hot too. He was a little hotter when he was kind of chubbier a little bit, but it's fine. Whatever. Lose your weight, homie. Be fit, king. And I have Gaten Matarazzo as Sam. I feel it. He's nerdy. He's kind of annoying. Like, he could come across as kind of annoying. He's just like a regular kind of like impressionable kid. I thought about him for the Frog Brothers, which I think is the more expected choice, but I could just see him like absolutely killing this role and being that relatable, like kind of normal teen that is supposed to lead us through this movie. And I think he would be very good here. And my connection, because of course, like the Coreys were like a big thing in the 80s and shit. So they were in a lot of movies together and that kind of stuff. So that was sort of like my connection here in a way too, with him and Finn Wolfhard as like the Wolf brothers. Like they're both from Stranger Things, or the Frog Brothers. They're both from Stranger Things and all that kind of stuff. So I tried to also sort of tie that in a little bit, but yeah, my choice is guys. And I would watch the fuck out of this movie. I would be thrilled if they announced this casting, this director, and said we're remaking the Lost Boys. I would pre-buy tickets and I would absolutely be there. So yeah, that my choice is guys. Oh wait, no, we still have one more. We have
one more.
Oh my god, I'm really excited for this one. We saw it earlier, but as a different character. But Paul Mescal as David. I mean, he always picks very cool, like I think edgy roles for the most part. He looks kind of unassuming, sort of like Kiefer Sutherland does, but he could absolutely go to that like dark, sort of like punk rocky place, and I think absolutely pull it off. And I just think like his look is good. I love him as an actor. He's incredible, and yeah, Paul Mescal.
I'd love to see him David. With like the platinum blonde,
with hair,
like
earrings.
This is one I struggled with like a tiny bit, just from like sort of an age standpoint. I think he's 28 in real life. I mean, he could definitely play younger for sure, but also David's a vampire, so you can get away with that a little bit. It's not like they're going to school together or any of that. So I think this would really, really work. And I just sort of like the edginess of this, and like my Timothée Chalamet. This is where I wanted to put Timothée Chalamet, because I can see him as the David role as well.
I could too.
He tends to pick like edgy sort of roles, and I could really see him there. But yeah, Paul Mescal, let's fucking hit it, dude. Lost Boys, call me, guys, call me, and I'll call all these people. We'll get this shit together. Let's go.
Copyright 2025, Scene Invaders.
Okay, right, yeah, exactly. Oh wait, help.
Going back.
Sorry, guys, I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. So next up, we're going to have Mr. Brad from Canada. Mr.
All
Brad from
right.
Canada, what could you have possibly chosen to recast the classic that is The Lost Boys? Oh my God, look at that. So good. Wait, do they have maple leaf eyes? Oh, I thought they did for a second. I got really excited.
They got red eyes. No, that is me absolutely panicked trying to figure out, oh my God, do I know any young actors?
This was hard. The young actors were really hard, dude.
Optimus Prime is playing
Well, yeah, sure. I think Peter Cullen would be great. You know, Peter Cullen can play anything, so I don't care. But
okay, right, real. Do you have any honorable mentions, Brad?
I do have one.
Okay. We're going to move to the honorable mention. Oh, okay. Wait, who is that?
That's Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Oh. Amazing.
The saxophone player that absolutely stole everybody's heart and curiosity of what the hell is that for? I think that would be kind of one of those fun things that Brad Pitt would just say, sure, I cameo on that.
As he should. And I cannot remember the man's name. I know Carly knows. She'll be back in a second. But
yeah, she's off doing grown-up stuff. Okay. But yeah, I just think Brad Pitt with the hair and just that look that I picked would pretty much sing it for.
What movie is this from with Brad Pitt?
That's from Troy.
Troy.
It's Troy. Okay, yep. Yes, that's when he's getting up to go kill the big 7-foot tall dude.
Tim Capella is the saxophone.
Tim Capella.
Yeah, that's his.
Yeah, because every time I typed in The Lost Boys,
yeah, no shit,
popped up every time.
Tim Capella. It sounds like like one of those infomercials, like Tim Capella's Electronics Warehouse.
Yes,
50% off, going out of business. Come to Tim Capella's.
Right. Oh, and Carly's back just in time for Tim Capella.
Wait, did you recast motherfucking Tim Capella?
Yes, I did.
What the fuck, dude?
That's Brad Pitt, bitch.
Fuck. That's some bullshit.
Oh, please. No,
How
I said
he. How dare you, sir? How dare you?
There's been a break in the Scene Invaders group chat.
How dare you?
Carly has now left the group chat.
It's kind of a fun one, though.
It would be so hilarious for Brad Pitt to pop in for the little 2 minutes just as a cameo and do it for a cup of coffee or something,
Yep.
Yeah.
It's his version of Scotty Doesn't Know.
That's
Are you
exactly
ready for your Frog Brothers, sir?
All right, my Frog Brothers, I went a very different direction.
Okay. I actually am not mad at this at all.
No, but like, go ahead, go, Brad, go.
Okay, you have the Frog Brothers that seem to have seen everything, seem to know everything, hang out at a comic store, and not for nothing, kids don't hang out at comic stores anymore. Now it's old men.
Yeah, right.
So I picked 2 of the coolest old men I could. Possible. Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill, because I just think that their weight of acting and just playing off each other would be pretty intoxicating. And seeing Harrison Ford navigate through a comic store as excited Mark Hamill does the exact same thing as they teach the kid, just, hey man, we've seen some stuff.
Dude, this was so smart.
This is brilliant. This is brilliant.
I don't know why this didn't even cross my mind. Like, God, it's such a great idea. Fuck, I'm mad. Now I want to see this movie.
Yeah, I don't know if Harrison Ford would do it, but money.
Money.
It's a big idea.
He likes being wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we can move on.
All right.
Okay.
I like this for real.
Mm-hmm.
For somebody that has just, again, gravity.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that can command a room and be very unassuming at the same time. So yeah, for Lucy, I went with Sandra Bullock because
that's a great choice.
Yeah, I think she's not traditionally beautiful. She can be,
sure,
but she doesn't have to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think
she's like an all-American woman.
Yeah, and I think makeup does wonders for her, or it doesn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Not that she needs it, and I think it's just more of a natural beauty, and just her inquisitive nature. I think she could pull that off pretty well.
Yeah, this is great. Good,
Mm-hmm.
good job, man. And you said you haven't seen this in since it came out, basically. So
I have not seen this.
you're operating off memory, homie.
Oh my!
Oh man,
I was 20 years old last time I saw it, so that's 1,700 years ago.
Okay,
I'm 77.
Okay,
you look really good for your age.
You look amazing
really,
for 77.
Yeah, really
I'm a vampire.
Look at all that hair.
It's a wig.
Right, he's a vampire, right?
It's a wig.
All right, next slide, sir. All right. Oh yeah, now, I thought about him 100 times. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if it was just the picture of the hair or the background, but Jacob Elordi as Michael Emerson, I think he has the, I don't want to say lazy eyes, but just like the sultry eyes that can turn
dead
fire.
Stare.
Yeah, just the dead eyes, like a dollar's eyes. Yeah, I think you can pull that off. And look at that jaw.
Yeah,
that fucking jawline.
That's a jaw.
Recasting this, I forgot how freaking pretty Jason Patrick is.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
he's very good looking.
Like he's stunning too.
So so stunning that the K went away in his name.
That's not even his real name. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
What's his real name?
Oh God, I'd have to look it up, but it's not Jason Patrick.
Oh, I
it's
didn't know.
something like completely different. It's something completely different. I was like, whoa, I had no idea. It's crazy.
It's Kurt Affair or something like that. Yeah.
Kurt Affair.
Yeah, I loved Elordi in
me too. Saltburn.
The Saltburn
John Anthony Miller III.
Oh my God.
Oh, so it's Jam the Third?
Wait, what is his name?
John. Sorry, here we go. John Anthony Miller III.
I would have changed my name to Jason Patrick too.
Wait, man. Your initials are Jam. Hey, I'm Jam the Third.
Carly, have you seen Saltburn, by the way?
I have not. No.
Oh my God. Great. Don't watch it with your husband, but watch it. For real.
I think I understand where you're coming from when you say that.
Yeah, don't.
We'll have to.
This is just white by yourself one night.
I've heard about.
It's so good though. It's so so good. We all love this. Like, yeah, it's great.
That year, I think it was the Scene Invaders #1 of the year.
It was. Yeah, they got no Oscars.
Yep,
that's how talented we are at this.
Yes.
Except for Rosamund Pike. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't on Scene Invaders at that time. And I think on my top 10 that year.
I just don't like women. They're just too wet.
Too wet.
God, you're so moist. So. Fuck. Okay, I hate myself. Okay, next slide.
Yeah, Jacob Elordi.
Oh, let's go.
Okay. Zoe Kravitz for star.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that for real.
Just because I don't know, man. I've always liked just the way she moves. And I think movement is very important in a vampire movie, just to give a bit of like confusion on, okay, what's up with her? And she's got the eyes. She is stunningly beautiful. And if you want to stand out in a crowd, you look like that.
Yeah, that's absolute facts. I actually saw, so she is a musician as well. Her artist name, or I don't know if it's a band or just her solo name or whatever, is Lola Wolf.
Oh, cool.
So I actually saw her open up for another artist called Twin Shadow several years ago in Columbus, Ohio. And it was the single sexiest concert I've ever been to in my entire life.
Oh, cool.
It just was hot as fuck. She's hot. He was hot. It was hot. Everything was hot. And that's an amazing
It's like
choice.
Seeing her mom sing "Baby, I Love Your Way."
Yeah, right. Yeah, great casting, sir. My God, everybody's killing this shit for real.
Kidding.
My God. Okay, next one.
Now, Mr. Lewis and I have something in common. I don't know why. I just thought that Johnny Depp could do this very well. He can play the nerd. He can play the older character. He can play stylish. He can play anything. It's Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
And I just think
that's a good photo of it.
Mm-hmm.
It was the scene at dinner where that kind of really that's a scene that really just sunk in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see Mr. Depp playing that kind of almost schlubby, but it's like Clark Kent turning into Superman.
Sure.
Kind of just getting edgy and just getting angry and just getting more serious. And I think he can pull that off really well.
I agree. Yeah.
Mhm.
This is good. Good choice.
Thank you.
And that would bring some clout to your shit, I think.
What, you talking Brad Pitt not playing the saxophone? No clout.
Okay, right.
Come on now. Come
That's
on
real.
now.
I'm for Brad Pitt. Stay for Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
That's
right.
right.
Exactly. Brad
And those
Pitt's
Star
like,
Wars guys too. Come on.
okay, true. All right, ready for next one?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. I also picked Jacob Tremblay because he's young and I don't know young actors, so I just kind of hey,
Fair, totally
this
fair.
guy's young. I bet
He
you
looks kind of like Sam.
He does not look like him.
Yeah.
This was such a throwaway.
I think it's a great like look match for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going with, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I did this like 5 minutes before I sent my slides because I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about this kid because everybody in the group chat reminded me that yeah, you're missing one, dude. And I'm like, who? And I'm like, oh yeah, that guy. Oh, this will be hard. So I'm like, just
because last night my existential crisis, I was like, I can't figure out Sam. I don't know, guys.
Well, I mean, I gotta completely throw out my laptop because I don't want it in my search history. Really young boy actors.
Okay, right.
I don't want
That's
that.
why you have to put an age range. Not
Yeah,
I don't know how to computer. Come on, this is hard.
He's
better than
77,
me.
guys. Let's be real.
That's true.
So yeah, this kid that I have no idea what he's done.
He's a good actor.
Is he good? Awesome.
Yeah.
It is a good choice. I mean,
It is.
All right.
I'm ready for David. Is that what's next? Is David?
Should be, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
There
It
it is.
definitely
All that
moved.
dark hair, especially.
It definitely moved with Austin Butler playing David because I don't know. There's not a thing that I don't like this guy in, and that sounded weird. Okay. I think he would bring. I think he would bring gravitas and just the sultry, just the complete sex appeal that a vampire should. Like, because they're either horribly disgusting or ridiculously sexy.
Yeah.
And David was ridiculously sexy, and so is Austin Butler.
I think he would have really been an interesting Michael as well, because I could have seen him like
I kind of danced with that too,
right?
But I couldn't. He was either going to be Michael or David, and when I was picked him as Michael originally, then when I got to David, I'm like, who the hell can play David?
Sure.
And yeah,
right. That's the tough part. Is David needs to be the alpha of even though he has his demise.
Yeah,
he needs to die the alpha, and then basically whoever's left can still be a beta.
I will say for a minute,
pretty much.
I toyed around with the idea of Kiefer Sutherland as Max, but he just was a little too old for it, unfortunately. And I was just
think he's a little too short. That's just my opinion.
Listen, I was going to have Corey Feldman play the saxophone, but I thought Carly would.
Whoa!
Oh god, that's even worse than Brad Pitt. Woo! At least Brad Pitt looks. Poor Corey Feldman.
Well,
whatever.
Brad, I thought you killed this, bro. Like, very good.
Well, I am honestly like to make up for the not knowing the young actors, so I picked old actors. I'm really happy with my Frog Brothers.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And Lucy.
That was the best choice. Fuck, I'm jealous of it.
I know. I just played mine straight, so
if I could rethink
too
this,
octogenarians, just that's like having Stadler and Waldorf, just basically.
Yes. And not for nothing, those Frog
If
Brothers,
I would have
they
cast
were
the Frog Brothers as Muppets, Statler and Wardorf would have been the Frog Brothers.
because they were opinionated, they were a little aggravating, and they seemed to pretend to be the smartest guys in the room. And you didn't really take it serious with children, and I know you would not take it serious at all with older men.
Right. I mean, I thought I was being cool picking like one of them as a girl. I was like,
Yes.
oh, we changing things up. But no, you really thought it through. And like you had a good, yeah.
Well, because kids don't go to comic stores anymore. Old men do.
That's true. Chris and I were in one recently, and I can assure you that that is the case because
I go every Wednesday.
Like, in their
yes,
30s and 40s.
Yes, I know. It's sad. No, it's not. It's fun. You like what you like.
And now it is time. That was my drum roll. I don't know. For the iconic
blue and yellow, blue and yellow, blue and yellow.
Blue and yellow.
And I know you said you have honorable mention, right?
You also have mute on.
You also have mute.
Oh my God, wait.
It's mute.
So what did you say all that before? Were
I
you like
said
cussing us out?
Blue and yellow.
Oh, okay.
No, I just said blue and yellow.
I thought I was
Your
muted.
saxophone guy.
No.
I
Do you have
tender my
honorable
resignation. via
The
Brad
honorable mentions are at the end.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yep.
All
It
right.
is. That might have been a smarter way to do the honorable mentions on this one. Just saying.
And so I just want to preface before we start on mine that I had a conversation with one of my good friends, Aaron, almost an hour-long conversation where we like had just a great time just going through the cast, trying to figure out who we would recast in this. So I'm really, I did want to let you know that he was a big part in helping me narrow down a lot of these.
Okay.
Thank you, Aaron.
Aaron, shout out to you.
That's
homie.
right. He's
You're the best,
awesome.
Aaron.
And I have like total respect for the source material. Not saying that you guys don't, but I went very serious with everything.
Okay.
So that's all.
There it is.
So I'm ready for the first one.
first slide.
All right. So for Edgar Frog, I have Aidan Gallagher, which I really liked him in the Umbrella Academy.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen this.
I think he's a really, it's funny because Gaten Matarazzo kept coming up as one of the Frog brothers, but
I know.
I felt like Aidan is the better actor, so I would really prefer him as Edgar in that role, and the other guy, Gaten, as Alan.
Very nice.
Second string. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, good. Very good.
I like that.
All right. Next one.
All right.
Here it goes.
All right. For Lucy Emerson, I have Linda Cardellini. And I liked her. Yeah, I liked her because she's kind of within the right age range. She looks like a non-assuming mom. I looked up her height. She's very short. I think she's like 5'3".
Okay.
So I was like, I want to keep Lucy small, unassuming mom.
Sure.
So I thought she'd be a great pick for this role.
You need her.
I love that.
Throw some Ann Taylor Loft on her, and she is Lucy. Like, I mean, let's be real.
I think she just screams mom.
She's the inspiration for Sarah Marshall.
Oh, really?
Yep.
The real life inspiration for Sarah Marshall. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love that movie.
Good to know.
That's
Excellent. Great choice, man.
All right, I'm ready for my next one. All right, now we have Michael Emerson we've got Zolo Maradwayne. I don't know how to say his last name, so I'm not even going to try it.
Kai.
Yes, Cobra Kai guy.
Okay,
Cobra Kai
works.
Blue Beetle himself.
I looked at his name and I was like, I don't
know.
Yeah, I liked him because, I mean, he looks kind of like Michael.
Definitely.
I think he's young enough to play the role. Because it was really hard for me to try to find someone that is even masculine enough looking for the role.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
With the newer actors, I was having a really hard time with it.
God, no shit.
I think that he can bring that dark, brooding type, energy that Jason Patrick brought to Michael's role. So,
I mean, not to shit on young actors, but I had Finn Wolfhard as one of my brothers, and I was like, why does he look like a grandma in every one of these photos? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just everybody looks very
androgynous,
soft.
Yes,
they have very angular looks, and there's a femininity to it. It looks cool and everything, but it just trying to recast something from the '80s, which is That was, I mean, other than like rock stars and stuff, but everybody had like, they were men's men kind of thing. And it was really hard to just find, to thread the needle. And I think you did this fantastic.
Yeah, look wise, this looks amazing. I'm not
so
sure
good.
who he is, like as far as like what I've seen him in, but the look.
I feel like he could pull it off, and
No,
it would be interesting because you're used to seeing him kind of. I guess I want to say maybe the last season that I watched of Cobra Kai was like season 3, but I liked him when I saw it. So
yeah, he's a good actor.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
This is our Michael, guys. All right, next one.
Yep.
Okay.
Right then, for star, we have Daphne Keene.
Okay, that's a great choice.
I love this picture of her. Yeah, as soon as my friend, and I'm gonna have to say it, my friend Aaron was the one that suggested her. Like, first off, I was like, "Oh shit!" He was like, he said her name, and I was like, "Oh, X-23," and I was like, "Oh, I don't know if I can imagine her in that role." And then he showed me this picture. I was like, "Oh yeah, okay, this is totally star."
Now I can imagine it.
Yes, and she's the right age. It's perfect.
Yeah, I think that's the one I would cast.
She looks great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so for Max, we have Vince Vaughn.
Wow.
And he was kind of, it was funny. My friend Aaron originally suggested Kiefer Sutherland. And I was like, he is not tall enough. I was like, how tall is he? I was like, 5'9". I was like, no, he's got to be tall.
I just thought he was too old. That was my problem.
Yeah, he's a little old too. But Vince Vaughn may be a little old too. But I love how tall he is. How just he's such a good actor. I can totally see him in this kind of charming role, but then can also be scary when he needs
very
to be.
Imposing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think he is like you said, he's tall, he's big, he's imposing. Like, yeah, I feel that for sure. That's an amazing choice for real.
Yeah,
and like some of y'all have like chosen things that like never even crossed my mind. I'm like, damn, that's such a good fucking like choice. God. Yeah.
Yep. And then
good one, man.
It's the next one. Sam, okay.
Hey.
That was the popular choice.
Yes. I mean, what did you expect us to check? To choose? This is the one. I think we all kind of agree, for the most part, that Jacob Tremblay would be the best pick for this.
The best three-way actor.
Or Gaten Matarazzo. I mean, just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's a pretty good one too. He's good. But yeah.
Sorry, Chad, we have to cast this boy.
Okay, I mean, like, it's 3 out of 4, so yeah, like, absolutely.
But yeah, there's not really, there goes Dave. There's not much more that I can add to this one, though, that you guys haven't already said.
Real. And then David. Oh, I'm dying.
Yes, this is the one I'm waiting for.
If it's Austin Butler, I'm going to fucking scream.
It's not.
Okay, there it is.
Well, Coach and I have a huge crush on him.
But it almost was, because it came down to Bill Skarsgård or Austin Butler for David.
I thought about Bill Skarsgård a million times.
Me too.
For real.
Me too.
I had to pick him. He's really tall. He's imposing. His eyes.
Paul Tremblay, in case you missed it, was Sam.
Okay.
Jacob
we hit Jacob. No problem.
Or, I'm sorry.
Not Paul. I don't know who Paul Tremblay is.
Paul Tremblay, that's a mixture between your and ours.
Paul Mescal. Yeah.
Paul Mescal and Jacob Tremblay.
But yeah.
Bill Skarsgård, he could totally pull this off.
Definitely.
And he is a little on the older side. He's like 33, but I was like, fuck it. David's a vampire, so who cares?
Agreed.
Yep.
So
that's why I went with Paul Mescal.
Yeah, he floats when he walks, just like Timothy Oliphant.
Yes.
Call back. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, this was
still
amazing.
wrecked him for me, Carly. You totally wrecked Timothy Oliphant for me.
Sorry.
Whenever I see him.
I know we always say this with any of our special topics, guys, but this was far and away.
We're still not done.
No, we're not done.
We ain't done yet.
You have honorable
we got 2 more slides.
We got honorable mentions, baby.
We have additional characters.
Okay.
So for Grandpa Emerson, we have J.K. Simmons.
Nice. That's perfect.
And I think he would be a good survivalist. I think we need to make Grandpa all jacked. I think I'd like to see a jacked version of Grandpa, especially with all of the stuff that he has in the house, you know. So,
but he's not spraying Windex on himself because he doesn't want those chemicals on his body or whatever. Like I can see that.
That's right.
It has to be all natural.
And then we have one more.
All right.
All right, Tim Capello, aka Sexy Sax Man / Beach Concert Star, which is what he is listed as in the credits.
Sax Man,
Beach Concert Star, and so he would Tim Capello. Duh, I mean, we have to bring him back.
Agreed. I mean, if they remade it, that would be the only choice there.
Move to make, yes.
That is the choice because it is, interestingly enough, kind of like the most iconic thing about this movie, even though it's all iconic.
Type in the Lost Boys and 9 pictures of this guy comes up. I love it.
Absolutely. I mean, those hips, the gyrations. Let's go.
The chains, the glistening. Yes.
I love how we are so in sync yet so different at the same time. like we are either right on, or just so in the left field.
Yes.
Does anybody have any changes, or like I have two quick ones? Like if I were to do Grandpa, I'd probably do Bruce Stern.
Okay, that's a good one.
I kind of also thought if my Max didn't work, Alan Ruck. From Succession or Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah. Spin City, yeah.
My grandpa, if I chose it, was going to be Ian McKellen.
Okay, that's a good one.
It just felt right to me. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't have any others. I don't have any others. I kind of like mine, but I would definitely. Daphne Keene would actually be a star. That would be.
I was really impressed with that pick. I was like, oh my god, Aaron! Yeah, he did good.
So smart, and yeah, this. I mean, like. I wonder, like, I can't help but wonder, like, what it's like for the casting directors who are, like, brought in for, like, a remake or a prequel or a sequel or legacy sequel or whatever the fuck these things even are anymore. And, like, what they go through, like, thinking about this kind of stuff. Because, I mean, of course, you have, like, your hot, like, young Hollywood stars and all of that. But then, I mean, I guess, like, some of us all sort of played in that playground a little bit. But
so I'm going to suggest a show that would be The Studio on Apple.
Okay.
And there's a wonderful scene where they are casting the Kool-Aid movie. And they have to, how they are casting it is absolutely hysterical.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm into it.
Yeah. I'll send you the clip for it, but it is, I think it's exactly what you say, and I recommend it for the audience as well. As The Studio gives you a little bit of the behind the scenes of how the sausage is made.
Yeah,
like
I started to say earlier, I think this is definitely like every week is hard, like with whatever topic we've chosen, but this was the hardest without question.
This was also a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah, this
I had a whole bunch of fun doing this.
I know my friend Aaron is probably going to expect phone calls if we do this again.
Oh, no, I want to do this again. I like the recap.
Yeah,
I like
for
this.
sure.
Yeah, this recap.
Listeners, what do you recommend? What do you want to hear us recast?
Yes. Oh my God, definitely. Yeah, and also if you aren't on Twitter and didn't see Carly tweet this out, like, what are your choices for some of these? I would love to see what other people are choosing that maybe are not something that we chose. So definitely leave that in the comments. And yeah, anything you would love to see us recast. Like I have no ideas.
No Timothy Chalamet.
I'm not even mad at that.
I think that's the only two rules that we had for this.
That was a self-imposed rule because I was like, man, it's so obvious. And
no Jacob Tremblay.
Yeah, maybe no
Jacob Tremblay because we've
hit our limit.
We ran that into the ground, didn't we?
We're really not do Pedro Pascal as well.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah, no Pedro Pascal.
We're looking at you, RP Lewis. We're looking at you.
But him and I had Johnny Depp in common, so I'll take that. I think that's a badge of honor to match up with RP Lewis there.
Because I have to be honest, like, I mean, when Carly tweets him out, like, I do see like some of what people look, but like sometimes like I start to get in my head about it and I'm like, oh, I don't want this to influence like what I'm doing.
That's
Mhm.
what
I'm
I'm trying
choosing.
not to watch. I'm like, oh my god, don't. I'm gonna get screwed up here.
Yeah, and it becomes like a weird thing where it's like it's interesting to see what people are choosing because I don't want to choose that, but also like I don't want it to like deter me from something I really, really like. I love that it happens, and I love that we get that engagement and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I like kind of like I'm at a sort of weird like little like hot and cold with it, like as far as like what I'm choosing. I'm like, man, I'm easily influenced, guys. So
Me too.
The next one will be we will recast Silence of the Lambs with cartoon characters.
Oh, okay. I mean, would for sure.
I'm gonna be sick during that.
What, you don't want to
Just
see?
kidding.
You don't want to see Caillou as Dr. Hannibal Lecter?
Oh,
Yes.
jeez.
But no, that would be an amazing recast.
Kinda
for
need
me.
that
Oh
now.
man.
And that keeps us out of like the young people category for a while too.
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
Oh god.
Thank
Yeah, we
God.
just pick a movie with older characters.
Because I think I'm the one to blame for this. When we brought up this idea, I was like, I think it has to be
Lost
the Lost
Boys.
Boys guys.
We're gonna,
Yes.
recast grumpy old men.
Oh. Harrison Ford in all
And
three
Mark Hamill.
roles.
Exactly.
Yeah, and of course, it doesn't have to be horror movies, guys.
No.
Like anything that
Yeah, who do
like
you
or
want
would
us
like
to
see,
recast?
we're
Let's
curious
have some
about it.
fun. Like, because this
'Cause,
was
yeah.
a lot of fun. I'm glad we did
was.
this.
Definitely. All right. Anything else? Anyone else has to say before we get the fuck out of here tonight?
Is there anything coming out?
Ooh, what is coming out?
I'm just
Yeah,
seeing
I was-
Thunderbolts. I know, and that's the only thing.
I
That,
saw it.
yeah, I know, right?
No, but I mean, like Mission Impossible is coming out in a couple of weeks.
I cannot wait.
28 years later is coming out
I'm
in
excited for
June.
that.
Yeah.
Final Destination Bloodline this week.
I'm excited for that.
I feel like
For
I've already
sure.
watched the movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Watching the trailers.
that's true. But like
Alright.
honestly, Mission Impossible, guys, Dead
Mhm.
Reckoning Part 1. I know they changed this one to not be Dead Reckoning Part 2 or whatever. Like that was such an incredible time at the movies
Mhm.
that
Was.
and I mean honestly, like the Mission Impossible series is like one that doesn't get as the love it deserves, in my opinion. It makes like money, but not like money.
Mhm.
And I think it's a series that deserves to like make big, gigantic, huge money because it's so wildly entertaining. They're so well done, and they're so like it's just brilliant, like across the board. Like the
It's spy
acting, the
movies.
script, all, yeah, it's so good, and it's one of my most anticipated movies of the year.
So you have
And
a couple interesting things coming out this week. You have
Okay.
Clown in a Cornfield.
I can't wait.
Mhm.
You have Fight or Flight with he was
Josh
from
Hartnett.
Josh
Trapped.
Hartnett.
I have not
Mhm.
heard of that.
We have
Yes,
the
I
Surfer.
actually, I want to see that.
We have the
Mhm.
Surfer with Nicolas Cage.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's at my theater currently.
Let's see, that seems to be it for the new ones.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Clown in the Cornfield, and I've heard good things about it. And I don't know exactly what it's about,
It's so
but I
stupid.
think it's like a throwback 90s slasher.
I
Which
think it's about a clown. In a
Clown and Cornfield. Yeah, I was
Okay,
about to
right.
say it might just be about that.
but I think it's like a whodunity slasher, which I'm
Oh.
very here for in every way.
I know how
Like,
to avoid getting killed. Just don't go in the cornfield.
Yeah, the cornfield.
Mm.
I mean, I think that's pretty fair too, for sure.
Yeah, they'll have the Latino version of Clown in a Maze.
God.
I swear to God.
We got to end. We got to
Yes,
end with
that's
that.
real.
Sorry, Coach. We got to end.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming back. And again,
Mhm.
leave your choices in the comments below for who you would recast, anything you'd like to see us do in the future. And this was fun as always, guys. And thank you for coming back. And we'll see you next week.
You see maze like it's a maze, and then there's corn.
Maze,
And
I swear to God.
There's a clown in the